Right, yeah, and it didn't look like it was going to be that way after the first two rounds, especially for Tori. She really got off to a horrendous start. In her first two dives, she had a grand total of 67 points, which is about what I would have asked for in her first dive alone. And so she really got off to a bad start, and I asked her to compete a little better after those first two rounds, probably in uncertain terms. And from that point on, she really showed what she's got on the platform and did three great dives. I gave her a 10 on her final dive, and it was probably a little high on that, but it was a phenomenal dive. And I was very pleased with the way she came back. We really have to work on getting off to a better start in the event, because when it comes down to the real big meets, the SECs and the NCAAs and such, that's not going to cut it. So we'll work on that and get that resolved. But again, pleased with her to pull all the way back up to second. Gabby was just solid all day. Probably had one dive a little bit off, but just really had a solid performance. And for her at this time of year, that was actually a really good score. So I'm pleased with what she did too. I feel very good about what the women's team has been able to do this fall. I think across the board, each one of them is scoring higher than they've done ever by quite a bit at this time of the year. So that bodes well for the rest of the season. And Tori will be competing in the December Winter National Diving Championships, and we're very excited about that.